Hi there, it's Bruce Millington, Mark Langdon, Dan Childs with the Weekend Football Postcast, and we're looking ahead to one live Premier League Sunday match and one Monday night game. So the Sunday game is Watford versus West Ham at Vicarage Road. Paddy Powerbet evens Watford, 5-2 the draw, 13-5 West Ham. It is West Watford all the way for me. Who is it for you, Dan?
Yeah, I'm going to the game. I fancy Watford to win this. They've lost the last three games, kind of played a bit of a worry. They played well in all three. Away to Chelsea, at home to Stoke, dominated the game, and away to Everton and lost them. That's a concern, but I just think it's a bit of a temporary thing. The defence could be stronger this week. Prodal's back in full training now, so that could beef them up a little bit at the back there. They're still missing Deeney through suspension, but they've got some pace up front. Richarlison has been outstanding, as we know, this season. Andre Gray will give them a pace threat as well instead of Deeney. I just think they've got a little bit more than West Ham at the moment going forward. You've got Hernandez is out for West Ham. Antonio's out as well for West Ham. And the centre of defence, you've got Winston Reid coming back from playing for New Zealand. There's a doubt over whether he'll play. Font's out as well. So the heart of that defence could be a little bit shaky. I'm not sure how much Moyes will have been able to do in the short amount of time, especially with all the players being off around the world on international duty. How many of them he will have been able to influence? I'm sure they'll try and be tight, and he'll try and get the base right at the back first, but I fancy Watford to win this.
Mark, before you give us your tip for the match, what do you think David Moyes will achieve with West Ham overall this season?
I think they'll probably finish sort of the top end of the lower half of the table, probably 13th or 14th.
Too good to go down?
I think they are. I mean, they haven't been so far. I think it's fair to say that, but I'd be surprised if there weren't three worse teams. I mean, you know, the likes of some of the newly promoted teams. I still think Huddersfield, you know, are going to struggle to pick up loads of points. And if you've got the basis there in, say, Carroll and Hernandez and Antonio when he's fit and Lanzini, I think to be clear of the bottom three, I think Bilic probably should have gone at the end of last season. He didn't go because they beat Tottenham in that game towards the end of the campaign. It seemed to lift everybody.
Tottenham, that's it.
Yeah, but there'd been a lot of negativity around the club, and I think that a lot of talk that the training was a joke under him, and things had needed to be changed. And so I think Moyes comes in. I mean, he's got plenty to prove after the nightmare at Sunderland. But I think it's better to have a manager like that is maybe hungry to prove something. I mean, it wasn't that long ago he was appointed as Manchester United manager, so maybe all the negativity about his appointment is misplaced. I mean, I don't know how much more West Ham should be aiming for really than somebody like David Moyes. I mean, particularly in the middle of the season.
Who would you have appointed?
Well, I mean, I would have seen if somebody like Marco Silva was available, but Everton have had a look and it doesn't look like he is.
Well, of course, now Stuart Pearce is involved.
Yeah,
you could get the call up, couldn't you? Because don't forget,
I tweeted his Danny Kelly's good pals with Stuart Pearce, and I promised. I said that Pearce had promised me a job. I said I can scout, make the tee, or play right back, depending on what he needed.
Did you hear that, Dan? What happened was when Stuart Pearce was doing a show with, I think Mark Saggers on Talk Sport.
Euros draw.
And at the end of it, he said, when I get back in, he said, the first signing I'm going to make is him, because I've never known anyone with knowledge like that. So really, if he's good to his word, you're going to be a little ML on that Barrett tracksuit.
Yeah, I don't mind taking him down if I play right back. But in terms of the game, I can understand why people are negative about David Moyes, because the job he did at Sunderland, the way he went in there and said we're in a relegation battle straight away was the wrong approach.
He wasn't wrong though, was he?
He wasn't wrong, no. He just ended up buying a load of his Everton cast-offs, and I'm not sure he was that. But he didn't appear to be trying, which I think.
But the board weren't trying either. That could be a big difference in the January transfer window. West Ham, if they're anywhere near it, are going to throw the kitchen sink at it.
I mean, I don't know if he's a long-term appointment, and you want somebody. Everybody's looking for the Pochettino effect, aren't they, on their team? And not everybody can find somebody like that, because not everybody's good enough. Not enough good managers to go round. But
how are we going to get? What's going to happen here then?
Do you know what, I'm going to disagree with Dan and go for West Ham or draw or double chance. I mean, I think playing away from the London Stadium is a good thing for West Ham. Their home advantage was just wasn't there last season, hasn't been there this year either. But away from home, when they can be a bit more defensive, they've drawn with West Brom, they've drawn with Burnley, they were winning that game, Andy Carroll was sent off, they were beating Palace 2-0, then probably sat back a little bit too much in the second half. So, I mean, they've done okay away from home under Bilic, won, of course, at Tottenham in the League Cup. So, I'm hoping that Moyes can have a positive effect. I mean, I wouldn't be having the farm on it, as they say, but I just a little bit unsure about Watford because of what's happened against. They didn't win that game against Stoke. I know they had a player sent off early at Brighton, but they're still, that ill discipline cost them there. So I don't know if I don't know if we're starting to get too hyped up about them now. I mean, I've probably fallen for it one too many times myself, which is why I'm a little bit frustrated with them. So West Ham will draw double chancing. I mean, it's not the greatest Super Sunday game of all time.